Yo, what up? The weekly report, weekly checkup, weekly status. It's a weekly recap. Again, damn. This was the week after, this was the week of New Year's. Was a pretty good week, not too bad. I placed 4 trades, I won 3 of them, and I lost one. And I will go through them real quick. I didn't trade every single day. I also didn't backtest every single day because I was also just spending time here with my girlfriend for the New Year's and everything. And to be honest, market was doing pretty okay. Market was doing pretty okay. I know a lot of people actually quit. A lot of people take a break, but a lot of people don't touch the charts at all for 2 weeks, like for Christmas and everything. And they only start within the first week after the first week of 2026. But for me, it was pretty okay. I know that a couple of people that I talked to also they traded as well. They got a couple winning trades as well, so it's not too bad. So let's just go through it real quick. So on the 29th of December 2025, which was the beginning of the week, I took 2 trades. They were both a winner. One was a 1 to 2 risk reward, and the other one was 1.52 risk reward. They were both long, and well, it's demo still, but it's practicing on the live markets. And I have bought a funded account, which I will drop a video for on Monday, so stay tuned for that. Pretty excited to upload it as well. It's a small start. It's a 5k account, but I'll go a little bit more in depth about it on Monday. And to kind of show you a little bit how these trades look like real quick, I don't want to make this too long as well. So if I go to my daily journal, the first one was, I should make screenshots of when the time opened. But to kind of give you a quick explanation, my strategy is based off liquidity pools, liquidity sweeps, and also fair value gaps and inverse fair value gaps. So I most likely trade off those confluences. So far, so good. Live charts has been showing some decent results. Like from the 4 trades, I got a 75% win rate, but it's just from 4 trades. So there's so much more to learn, of course. But right now, it was just a week where it was kind of quiet. I didn't trade every single day. I didn't backtest every single day because I was just going left to right as well. But this trade was pretty clean. I can't really find it on the charts anymore, but to kind of show you real quick. Wait, did I just pull it off here? No, this is on Wednesday. It kind of looks similar, this move. No, it doesn't. But, nah, doesn't matter. So, to kind of give you an insight of what all this is, I basically saw a nice liquidity sweep. This is the line. And then it also created, I missed an entry, which was this one, because it has inversed this beautiful inverse fair value gap. Like this fair value gap, it inversed beautifully, and then I missed my entry. But I didn't want to cry about it too much. I was like, price is looking really strong. So if we can get a retracement to either one of these fair value gaps, which was this fair value gap over here, and I'm on the 1 minute right now, but this was calculated on the 5 minute, it was drawn on the 5 minutes. Price jumped back into it, it created another inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. That was my entry. I had, this was like a 2 to 5 risk reward, 2.5 risk reward. Take profit hit, collapsed down, and eventually price even skyrocketed. It took these highs out and also the highs before that. I think that eventually it was like a 1 to 10 risk reward, something like that I missed out on. But I'm really happy with this trade. Then eventually the other trade. So I put my my long position chart, long position thing. I don't know exactly how you call it, but I put it way to the left. But I entered here. I entered of this candle because it created this inverse fair value gap in the first place, but then I missed my entry. So then I marked down this fair value gap, which it not only tapped into, but it also created another inverse fair value gap. Now, I could have, if I wanted to be a little bit more safe, I could have entered of this inverse, like this close, but I entered this one. Eventually ended up being a good trade. Made my profit on demo still, but It's good. It's good enough. I'm not gonna cry about it too much. Then, if we go to the other trades, let's see, dashboard. Yeah, then a couple days passed. I didn't trade on Tuesday, I didn't trade on Wednesday, I didn't trade on Thursday or on Friday. Oh yeah, I did trade on Friday. Sorry, I did trade on Friday, the last day of the week, which was yesterday. And then I placed 2 trades. One of them was a loss and one of them was a win. Now the first loss was in New York session. It was for GBP USD. It was a pretty nasty trade. I know exactly what I did wrong. I just wasn't patient enough. I kind of entered the market last minute. I felt I was kind of rushed. I was doing a bunch of things, and then I kind of started making up things in the back of my mind that weren't even really there. So what I did is I tried to enter off an inverse fair value gap, but I was still playing around in some type of value gap that it wasn't even really clear of what price was going to do. And then I took a trade in some type of unfinished inversion. It was just really weird. It was really weird. Liquidity was really bad. We have this mountain over here. We have this, didn't even sweep this mountain. So it's kind of weird. I thought it's going long. Eventually it collapsed down. I got stopped out, and then later on it went up. It was just a bad trade. My biggest mistake of this trade was actually just being impatient, just not being clear, not trading in a clear headspace, being rushed, and actually making, because I make this mistake, it's not the first time I make this mistake, also on backtesting. I feel like when I backtest, it's kind of like, I feel like it's an excuse to rush into things somehow, because you can just basically just skip. Like on TradingView, like on live markets, you can't skip. But in backtesting, you can just skip. Oh, you can just skip everything. Oh my God. You can just skip everything and everything. So yeah, but winning, there was the loss, and then we have the winning trade, which was a beautiful trade, really nice execution. This was like, I think it was almost an A+ setup. No, not this one. Where was it? Wait, let me find it real quick. This one was really nice. Really, oh wait, it was on the same day. I keep forgetting that I basically just put all the trades that I took on the same journal page, but I just need to scroll down. But GBP USD, after New York session opened, this one was absolutely beautiful, and I still have it here as well. So I was really skeptical in the first place to take a trade, because I also had a loss. I actually didn't want to take a loss anymore. I felt kind of that it affected my mood. But later down the line, a couple hours later, I was back to normal. I didn't have any trouble anymore. I was focused again. So I was just patiently sitting on my hands, waiting to see what my price was going to do. I had my eyes locked on GBP and my eyes locked on GBP JPY, USD JPY, but I didn't take any trades on the Japanese yen because there was a bank holiday. Funny thing is that price was still fucking good. Like price, like I think it was like, yeah, was this it? Yeah, this was it. Like I think from here, somewhere here, like price was good. Like it had big moves up, big moves down. It was good price action. So maybe I had some trades open in the Japanese yen pairs, but eventually it ended up not being the case. So for this trade, okay, let me pull this one up real quick, make myself big again. This one, okay, it was beautiful. So to kind of summarize it real quick, I was bullish on the higher time frame, and it was pretty obvious as well. I was kind of skeptical because we were in this kind of movement down, and then we have some choppiness, and this choppiness also kind of like stopped me out in the previous trade. Then eventually on the hourly time frame, I also saw that, okay, we're getting some movement back down. We also filled up this value gap with this big move up, and then eventually we also just started getting some momentum. What I was really looking for is a simple entry, and if I can find it here, there was a 50-minute fair value gap line. This was like I think this was an 1 hour fair value gap line. And what I wanted to see is I wanted to see a breakout. And then price started to be so choppy. And I told myself, nah, this is so choppy. I'm not going to take any trades. But eventually price gave me this big move down. And I told myself, if we get, and this is exactly what happened, if we get an inverse fair value gap created between the line, the fair value gap line, and the lows that I marked out in the consolidation, we can take a trade. That's exactly what happened beautifully. Above the line, we got the chopments. So we created this mountain, this bearish mountain. We swept it. We stayed above the line. We created a strong inverse fair value gap. I entered like after of the candle close, so maybe this one should be kind of like this. Price skyrocketed. It hit take profit 1, 2, and 3, and then it collapsed down. So I was like, really, really, should I just exit the trade if we make it to break even? But then I was like, no, we're gonna accept the loss or we're gonna take the profit. We're not gonna jump out of it early. Skyrocket. It just like price was just like completely. So I'm really happy that I stayed in the trade. It was a really beautiful trade, and happy with last week. I'm really excited for next week. If we go to Forex Factory, what is this? Trump launches large-scale attack on Venezuela, captures Nicolas Maduro and wife. What is this, some drug cartel stuff? I don't know. But if we look at next week, we have ISM, not too scary in my opinion. It's also pretty late. Like if I trade both New York session and London session, so we'll see about that. And then, bank holiday for the euro. So no euro pairs, I guess. Then we have, what is this? Wednesday. Oh, it says here, Wednesday. Then we have some other basic ass news. Not too scary. Euro and USD. I can easily trade GBP, JPY. But also, to be honest, I can also trade USD, JPY, UJ. So it's fine. It's fine. Then unemployment claims. I'm not a big fan of unemployment claim news. Like I've had some pretty bad experiences with it in the past. Also in 2024, like price spikes up eventually, up and down. So we gotta be careful for New York session. And then we have Friday, which is damn. Yeah, we're not really gonna trade New York session probably. No, we'll see. So it's decent, okay. If you look at the day of the weekly bias for next week, for let's say GU daily. We're strongly bullish. We respected this fair value gap. We're still in a bullish momentum. GJ, well, we have created this fair value gap over here, but I guess that we still have some opportunity to just enter, get out of it. And UJ, let's see, I don't know what all of this is. Choppiness. Let's see. Well, we disrespected this fair value gap, even though, yeah, we disrespected it. It's probably gonna get down, fill up these maybe. I'm not sure. I would say bullish. We're pretty bullish on the week for the pairs that I trade. I don't trade futures, not yet. I don't have the paid version of TradeView, and also the broker or the funded account is just for Forex, but I will talk more about it on Monday. So yeah, simple weekly recap, nothing much. I'm excited for next week. Biggest mistake that I've made is just simple. I wasn't patient enough. I just had to stay off the charts if I rush into trades, and really be sure before I even enter the trade, before I click buy, regardless of maybe I'm gonna miss out on my entry. Also take a quick step back and just think like, hey, am I taking a trade but because I'm confident or because I have FOMO. I want to catch the trade. I want to prove that I can guess where it goes, which you shouldn't do. You need to be confident that whatever you calculated, whatever you saw, whatever you see and predicted the market's going to do, that's the confidence that you take a trade on. So I will see you on Monday.